classroom behavior, and then my expectations for term two for Miggy
Okay.
specifically. Difference between classroom participation and behavior. Classroom participation is all about his work, whatever he does,
Okay.
hands-on and everything. And then behavior is all about his emotional, his character, attitude as a person, how he is. So for participation, I break it down into three different categories: individual, group, and subjects. Individually, Miggy, he makes attempts to handle emotional challenges, and he does not hesitate to ask for assistance when needed. Emotional challenges meaning, example, he's playing with a toy and someone just snatched it away from him.
Will you close the door, Julio?
He knows that he doesn't need to scream and cry, and he doesn't make a scene out of it. He will come and tell me, or he will tell the person, this is mine, so he can handle his emotion and he can ask for help when he needs.
Okay.
For a 4-year-old, I think that is a very good a good development, that he can control his emotions and he can voice it out. And then as a group, he is a great team player in the group. Also because he's very small, right? So everyone dotes on him and everyone sees him like the little baby brother in class because the other ones are bigger. And he's able to share his materials. He can participate in a group easily. And whenever he has questions, he will ask his friends, or he will openly ask anyone, his friends or me, when he wants to know something, or he forgot something, or doesn't know how to do something. And then in subjects, we have 5 subjects for young starters. So in terms of his subjects, he's making great progress towards being independent. For example, my class settings, the way that I let them do their writing, their math paper, I have 3 tables.
Mm-hmm.
So one table I allocated to all the bigger kids who don't need any assistance. They know how to write themselves. I leave them there. Then the middle table is somewhat they need 50-50 assistance whenever they need. And then I will sit in the last table where they really need 100% assistance to write something.
Mm-hmm.
When I first used to send videos to you when he started to write, remember? He used to be in the last table with me because he's first time starting to practice.
Correct.
But since February, mid-Feb, and this month and all, he has been in the middle table because he doesn't need that much assistance anymore. He knows what to do, and he tries to follow the lines in terms of writing, especially writing. So that is a progress that I saw for him. And he is more independent in hands-on activities, more than, if you make him sit down and just look at things or ask him questions, he will participate, but it's not, example, you ask him what starts with P, he will copy his friends. He will copy what is their answer and then he will repeat. He will participate in that way, but not with the correct answers. So
Okay.
both hands-on or hands-off, he is active, he participates, but he's more confident in hands-on activity. If you ask him to do something physically. Um, Next, this is for his behavior and attitude. Individually, he is naturally a very cheerful and happy boy, and he has great social skills. He's able to introduce himself without me asking. For example, because we also have other teachers and I'm the only teacher for young starters, right? So the other teachers always like to come and say hi to our little ones because they don't get to see them that often. So whenever we have visitors or some teachers come in to say hi, he will be one of the very first few who will go in front and say, I'm Miggy, I'm Miggy. He will introduce himself. He loves to meet people. He is not shy, doesn't have that awkwardness. Very social and happy boy. And by now, almost everyone know about him because he really repeats his name. I'm very sure
He always
everyone knows.
he always introduce himself.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm Miggy. I'm Miggy. And then in terms of group activities, his behavior towards working with groups, most of the time he follows instructions, and he loves group activities, especially if they're hands-on. For example, group dancing activity. Everyone hold hands in a circle and we walk around in a circle. or everyone color this together, or hand this, those kind of things. The thing that this last part, apologizes and forgives quickly and easily, I've only written this for Miggy alone. Only Miggy does that.
Really?
Yes, no other kid apologizes that fast and forgives that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Miggy, if he knows that he brushed someone or he just hit someone and passed by, he will know for himself. He will quickly turn and he will say, "Sorry, Chris," or "Sorry, so and so."
Oh, that's...
And then he will go and play. He doesn't need someone to tell him he said
what to do?
sorry.
Yeah.
And then when someone else hurts him, initially he will start to cry. He will just drop everything. He will run to me and then he will sit on
Yeah.
me.
that time he
Cry.
told me that he's crying and he's like,
Yeah. And at those times, because when the first time it happened, I really got worried because he was crying so hard, and then I was trying to figure out, do you have any ouchie? And then he keeps saying, I don't have ouchie. And I got the friend to come and say sorry to him. Instantly, that moment, he stopped crying. It was like a button. Like suddenly so loud, and then suddenly just like a button, he
stopped,
stopped crying. And the impressive thing about that is when he stopped crying, he got down, he hugged his friend and said, "It's okay."
Oh.
Every time someone says sorry to him, he will automatically hug them and say, "It's okay." And Miss Apple and I have seen this many times. It's the sweetest thing that he does, and only he does in class. So he didn't learn it from the older ones. This one came from him. So that was it's very thoughtful and very sweet of him. And then the last part, when he has challenges, for example, cannot complete a task, or when someone is hurting him, or someone took his toys, or the favorite toy is not available, he is making good attempts to control his emotions and express verbally. For example, he will come and tell me, "I want that toy," and then someone else is playing with it. So if I say that, "How about you wait for 5 minutes and then we exchange?" He will be very cool about it. He will go and find another toy, and he is not at all a stubborn child. He knows how to control his emotions and wait for his turn. And he's talking more when he wants something, or when he wants to say whatever is happening, or anything that happens. He will try to explain to me. There are times where recently I noticed he has a little bit of mood swing. He will just sit there like this and then he flip off. And he will not do anything. Whatever I say will be non-existent, and I will know that he is in a bad mood. So if I ask, did this person say something, that person say something, finally he will say yes. And then after a long time he will tell me what happened. But it will take a really long time. He will not easily tell me what happened. So that is during his mood swing days, but I don't think that is anything unusual to be very concerned about. It's very normal for children of his age, or because you see, in all other aspects he's an angel. He does everything the best way possible. This one way that he has occasional mood swings because someone upsets him is reasonable, is absolutely fine. We will give him some time and he will be fine in no time. He won't even remember he was upset. So I think that's all for his emotional or his behavior. Behavior wise, I have said to Miss Joy a few times, and even other teachers have said to me, he's an angel. And because he's so lively, he likes to be happy. We never had any concerns or issues with him in class.
That's good.
Then last part is to share the expectations for term 2. I have set 3 expectations for him to recognize numbers. I'm going to try to let him recognize from number 1 to 10 to begin with, and then recognize letters. We don't do letters in order, so I have a list of letters that I will be working with them over the term. So I just expect him to recognize at least half of what is covered for term 2. Because not that I'm setting the bar too low for him, but this is entirely new. His writing is also new.
Yeah.
He's trying to recognize everything is new. So let him just warm up, and instead of expecting him to recognize and memorize everything that happens in term 2, we are just going to set 50% expectations. If he learned 20 numbers, he can recognize 10. If he learned 5 or 6 letters, he can recognize 3 or 4. We will go by that, and eventually when he starts recognizing a few letters, he will automatically know the rest as well.
Okay, that's good.
And the last part, control emotions. This is more of his for his the crying part, because he can forgive easily, he can forget easily. So I want to try to let him do that without crying. If someone hurts him, I just want him to tell them that, if someone push him, instead of crying, I want him to tell the person, no pushing, do not push me, and then make them apologize, and he will say it's okay. That's the only thing that for his emotional expectation. Otherwise, I don't have anything else that I expect from Miggy. Do you, mommy or daddy, if you have any feedback, any questions, you can share with me.
Actually, Miss Priya, I'm happy that he's enjoying the class. And then he always told me that he loves to come to school every day. He wants to see Miss Priya and the classmates and his friends. He treats his classmates all his friends. So it's like I'm happy that he's enjoying inside the classroom. At first, it's like I don't know if he's like, at first only that he's going to enjoy, and then for a long time he will just stop. But now I can see that he's enjoying, and he's participating.
Yeah.
So that's good. Miss Priya, when it's like he wanna go to the loo to pee, does he tells you that he wants to pee, or because I want him to know?
He doesn't tell me. So whenever I take him, I take the whole class for their toilet break. I will ask him to try to pee, to remove diaper, try to pee.
Yes,
but
yes.
he will refuse to go inside, and he will not want to try at all. And if we try to push it a little bit, he will be upset.
Because I always ask him, Miggy, you don't want to go to the toilet to pee there. You just want to wear a diaper. And then, Mom, I'm so shy. I don't want it's like he's telling me he don't want to show his little one now. So it's very hard for me to remove the diaper. That's why one time I asked him to remove the diaper, and then he agrees. And then when I fetch him, I ask him, what happened to your pants? It's wet. And then he told me, Mom, I forgot I don't have diaper. I peed. So, yeah, that's the time that I messaged you, but I think you're on leave.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't.
I remember.
That's the time. Just, hi, Miss Priya.
Hello.
You're doing good in school. You're doing good in school. How about the dad? What can you say?
Well, most basically, I'm happy from what I've heard, and then the important part is like he's been mingling with kids, because it's been time because for how many years, like this is the first time for him, like to interact with kids. So that's most basically that's it. Other things are bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. And then again, thank you, Miss Priya, for taking care of Miguel. And then more patience.
Yeah.
And
More patience
My
with your crying.
Yeah.
Miss Princess, you
Yeah.
always cry? Huh? Why? You should not cry. You just tell them, okay?
Now the crying has reduced a lot. More of the mood swing is coming out.
Oh.
But I don't think it will increase. It's just a phase. Yeah, I feel it's not a concern yet. Yeah, he will be okay after some time. He's happy the whole day, so I think some days battery is low, so he's just
He's always active actually. But Miss Priya, he's not starting a fight, right? It's like he doesn't.
No, definitely not. He never starts a fight. He has never intentionally hurt anyone. he doesn't even yell at people, which is why
Wow.
I actually
Really,
no,
Miggy?
never. Which is why I said that we actually said he's an angel because really doesn't do anything that is bad in class, and very he's that little boy that you just, it's your pleasure to have him. You won't have any complaints about him. Even yesterday when I'm not here, before I come to for your meeting, we had lunch and I was talking to some of the people who covered the class yesterday. They were updating me what happened in the class yesterday. And then after a long conversation, I asked, "How was Miggy?" And they said, "No, he was the only boy who didn't have anything to say." He was the only boy that they don't have anything to say about. He played, he followed instructions, he was just fine. I didn't hear anything about him, and it was a pretty good day for him. So with or without me, he's behaving well. Whereas with the, when they get older, without their own teacher, they may not behave the same way. With new people, they will behave differently. And that's what happened yesterday with my other kids.
Oh,
But with
really?
Miggy, yeah, which is why it was a long conversation. But with Miggy, all I heard was he was normal, he was the same, he didn't have any issues with me. So
Because
he doesn't
he
just
because he always tell me he loves Miss Priya. That's why, right? You really love Miss Priya, no?
he is really a bundle of a bundle of love. He is so sweet to everyone in the school.
Very good, Miggy.
I'm actually quite surprised. Like Daddy said, right? He only has a brother, and it's his first school. For him to have such great social skills, it's actually very impressive. They will take time to learn, but not this fast. Not in like within January, he was blending in well with everyone, and that's not the usual for 4 years old. So you did well.
Miss Priya's coming to you.
You did a great job.
Okay.
Mommy and Daddy can celebrate today.
Thank you, Miss Priya. Thank you so
Bye bye.
much.
I'll see you
Miguel, you
soon.
say thank you to Miss
You say thank
Priya.
you. Thank you. Thank you. You see you soon. You say see you soon.
See you soon.
I see you soon.
See you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss Priya.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Text
Miss
me if you
Priya.
have anything
Bye-bye.
else to ask.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Priya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.